everyone, it's Charlton. There was a shooting last night around 11 p.m., I think almost midnight, when by the time the police received the call at a bowling alley in Torrance, California, which is either part of Los Angeles or just outside of it. It's right there. It's the Gable House Bowling Alley. And two large groups apparently were bowling and got into an argument. I think it started with the females and escalated to where dudes got involved, and then within moments, shots were fired. 3 are dead, 4 injured, and 2 of those 4 were taken to the hospital. The remaining 2, I think, took themselves to the hospital or opted to do that. So there is various pieces of video, and I don't think I'm going to play what's out there. And the one guy, I think he probably even I think he originally put it on Facebook, and it was I think it's it's people that were killed, and I know one is with a police officer who's trying to help the victim, and I believe it's a friend or family member, a girl. I have no idea how old the girl is, screaming, help, 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 put pressure on the wound, and the officer cuts something away, like his shirt or a portion of his shirt or something like that, and he says, I don't have an ambulance, it's coming. And it's just panic because the person, I don't know if that person is dying or what, and obviously it's bad. 3 people killed. The description here was pretty decent, a witness description of it right there. So there was a big group of people, seemed like they were having fun earlier. Eyewitness Dana Scott said people were laughing, having a good time. Next thing we know, there was a fight, and it was the girls, so they were yelling and cussing and fighting, and people were on the floor. And then some young men got into the fight, probably not even a good minute later, we heard gunshots. People started running to the back of the bowling alley, and on the floor, and between the lanes, and between the cushions and the benches. It was nothing good to see. And Senator Kamala Harris tweeted that her heart breaks for the victims. We should be able to go bowling without getting killed, basically, is what she said. Torrance Police Department said it responded to the scene at 11:54 p.m., so almost midnight. It's California time. And they had tweeted just after midnight, reports of shots fired with multiple victims. The 911 call described an active shooter. Naturally, today, it's not an active shooter anymore. I don't know if I assume there's suspects, and that not just the 3 people that were killed were among those shooting, but you just never know, I suppose. And yeah. So a Friday night brawl at the Gable House. I'll show you pictures of the bowling alley. Gable House Bowl in Torrance, California, boiled over into a deadly shooting that left 3 people dead and 4 more injured. Witnesses who were at the bowling alley say the fight started as argument between 2 large groups. By the time police arrived, 7 people had been shot, according to Torrance Police Sergeant Ronald Harris. 2 of those injured were transported to a hospital, while the others opted to take themselves to seek medical attention. And the dude who filmed the aftermath of I believe the injured and some of the dead as well, that he was inside the bowling alley, but he begins the live stream or the video that he made, saying it happened outside. It started outside. So I don't know if they were shooting and then they were shot and injured and came inside and died inside after being shot, or what. But he said it started outside. That doesn't sound like it started outside, but there's witness accounts though. So here's the bowling alley right there. Like I said, there's various pieces of video. of people out in the parking lot. I think there was a report of literally people vomiting out in the parking lot afterward, immediately following the incident. And some of the photos of things covered. That is the officer that I was just describing, and to the right of him is a girl, who's screaming help and is I think applying pressure to a wound to somebody who's badly hurt or who ended up dying. I'm not sure. So this is KTLA this morning, and with a little bit more detail too. They say two in this the report. It says 2 of the 3 family members that were killed have been identified, or 2 of the 3 people that have been killed have been identified by family. Actually, they have 3, though, identified by the time this report's been updated. So, and then it goes on to describe that it was 2 large groups bowling together. I don't know that they were together. I think they might have been seated right next to each other. I don't know. Where the fight starts originally starting with the girls, then moving on to the guys getting involved, and then shots were fired immediately, pretty quickly, according to the witnesses. And I haven't even heard the witness account, but I've noticed here in the picture, of somebody being taken to the hospital, that looks like a white dude with a lot of tattoos. I don't know if that dude was hit by a stray bullet or if he was actually involved in the altercation and this became some kind of racial matter. I don't know. I mean, that's just a question I have, I guess, So here's the individuals that were shot were Robert Meekins, and they have bigger pictures in the reports, Aston Edwards, and Michael Radford. So Robert Meekins, 28, Aston Edwards, 28, and Michael Radford, 20, who's actually not in the report that they play right here. Let me see if I can find that. That's the first individual right there.
Of the victims also identified by family, 28-year-old Aston Edwards. He was here spending time with his cousins. This photo was from his sister's wedding. Obviously,
that's
both
the second individual, Aston Edwards,
by what happened, and are hoping they. Another of the victims also identified by family, 20-year-old. We're told he's a father of a young son, very hardworking, and his family tells us he was just out here to have a good time with friends. Another of the victims also identified by family, 28-year-old. Boulevard, that is where this bowling alley is. Witnesses tell us a group of about 20 men and women were bowling together when a fight broke out between the women, and then the men started to fight too. Moments later, multiple shots were fired. Here's what witnesses said.
But again, that's a white dude with a lot of tattoos. I don't know if this was some kind of racial argument. That's what it kind of looks like to me, but I just don't know. They do show the video that I was describing before. This same video. I'll show. They blur out a fair amount of it that you can't see. You can't see, the graphic.
Outside.
I got a knife. You gotta get it out of him now. I'm holding it. I'm putting pressure. He has to go now.
I don't have an ambulance. I'm trying. Okay?
Call his baby mama, please. You have to apply pressure. Hey, call legal. Get in contact. Charmaine, get on Instagram. Charmaine, get on Instagram.
It's obviously terrible, and she's saying he has to get to the hospital now. I don't know, what the condition of that person was, whether that person died or not. I have no idea. And so that witness that was about to describe things right here, quickly.
All of a sudden, all we heard was pop, 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 and bowlers were diving under the benches. The people that were still bowling on the lanes were on the floors, underneath the seats, behind the benches. Several of us ran into the bar.
All right, well, that's what's known so far. No rest so far. That is at the bottom of this. I almost forgot. And No arrests have been made. We currently have detectives on scene looking to identify the suspect and looking to determine the motive. Anyone with information on the shooting is urged to call Torrance Police Department 310-328-3456. No arrests made yet. All right, that is the story there, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below, and I will see you in the next video. Later, man.